The fuel prices, you're saying? Fuel prices. I mean, they have an impact obviously on the airline business. You know, fuel is obviously a major operating cost, but as an airline at Virgin Atlantic, we're working really hard to keep the costs down for passengers. So you see really competitive fares when you look at us. Whether that's been replicated across the market, I don't know, but certainly with Virgin Atlantic, that's something that we're very keen to do. So this, like you say, this is our 18th year in India, so we're really excited to be celebrating that. It's a big milestone, and we've been serving Delhi for those 18 years. But we've not just been serving Delhi; we've been serving the Punjab for all that time as well. And this is one of our biggest markets, our biggest market outside of Delhi. That we sell huge amounts in. So it's really exciting for us to be here, to be able to celebrate 18 years. What we are doing at the moment is, yes, we're looking at where the opportunities are to grow, and certainly there's some really interesting places around this region, like Amritsar, that are quite exciting potential places for us to look at going forward in the future. But we also have our partnership with Jet Airways, and that means that we connect from places like Amritsar into Delhi, and also onwards. Then once you go from Delhi, we go to our hub London, and then onwards to over 20 direct kind of transatlantic destinations, and even further. So there's across America, across the UK, there's loads of options, and it's a really exciting time for us. On our daily Delhi flight, it's 15 to 20% at times, sometimes a bit lower on flats, but always in that 10 to 20% bracket. It's a huge amount of people that want to travel between the Punjab and the UK, and also onwards to America, where we have really strong connections. So, we've always seen this as an important market. That's why we spend a lot of time here. That's why I'm here this week. That's why we have dedicated staff here who are always on hand to help to make sure people have the best experience. And I know that people who will have travelled with Virgin Atlantic will say it's an amazing airline and I want to keep flying with them. But there'll be a lot of people who haven't had the chance to do that yet. And I think when they get the opportunity to do so, they'll realise what a great market, what a great service it is for Punjabis. It's certainly something that we're considering, along with kind of a few other places around India. I'll be honest, in the kind of short term, I'm not 100% sure that that will happen. But certainly, when you look over a longer period, I think that the opportunities here are immense. The growth is huge. We already know there's a big number of people who want to travel between the Punjab and the UK. At the moment, a lot of it is leisure traffic, and there's a lot of obviously visiting friends and family traffic. But there's going to be in the future a growing business market between the two, particularly as those kind of relationships between the two exist. Something I know personally, having been fortunate enough to marry into a Punjabi family in the UK, the great cultural links between the two are fantastic. The domestic market here, well, the growth's huge, and it's really exciting. I think it's a really exciting time to be in India and be involved in the aviation market. You can see from airlines like Indigo, SpiceJet, our partners Jet Airways, the kind of growth that is happening in this market is huge, and so it's really exciting. You can see from the Jalandhar flight that SpiceJet have started into Delhi as well, that there's just more and more cities being connected, and that's only going to be a good thing. And for us, we think the more people experience travel, the more they'll want to travel. And I think as they do that, they'll travel more to places that we serve as well. In the coming days, well, there are kind of the nature of aviation is there are restrictions on necessarily who can operate in the market, so you'd have to go into partnerships and things like that. So it's not something that I think that we're actively at the moment I can see Virgin doing, but what we are looking at is how we can work more closely with some of these fantastic airlines that are serving the domestic market. I think you're going to see more and more of that in the future. More and more long-haul airlines are working with some of the kind of lower cost models as well. I mean, those are certainly fascinating places that we're considering as an airline. Of should we be flying from Hyderabad, Bangalore, Amritsar, Ahmedabad into cities like London and Manchester and other places like that. So we're considering that. We'll also talk, constantly, trying to make sure our partnership is as strong as possible with Jet Airways that we have at the moment. And we'll always look at other options. There are fantastic airlines, but I think with Jet we have a partnership at the moment that's really strong. They have great breadth of services across India, so it's a really exciting time for us and them to be working together. I think aviation here is growing really strongly, and I think that, you know, that just shows that the opportunities to grow in this market and do business in this market in the aviation sector are there. It's for us, you know, being here 18 years, we've experienced lots of, you know, the challenges and opportunities that come with operating in a different market to your home market, and it's been, you know, really exciting for us to be able to say 18 years on that we're you know, we have a very successful airline, a successful route flight to Delhi, and something that we know that passengers love. And when they get to experience what we always, you know, we really value the Punjabi and the Delhi market, and you can see that from the fact that we put our best aircraft with our best cabins so that customers here get the best, and that's part of the fact that it's a good market to do business in. In 18 years. I think part of that is the nature of our business has been strongly transatlantic from its outset, but we've also looked at where we think the most important markets are around the world that we fly in. And we've always thought that Delhi is an absolutely fundamental market that we should be serving, and so that we can service the whole Indian, the whole of India. Now, what we've done since then is we've been looking over a number of years about how does Virgin Atlantic grow, and it's not particularly easy when you look at our hub, Heathrow in London. It's completely full. So for us to start new flight is really difficult. So for us to be able to do 10, 15 flights a day to India, we can't get the slots at Heathrow. So what we have to do is how do we serve these markets in the best way possible? And that's by looking at partnerships like we have with Jet Airways and saying we can serve these markets even though it's full in London at Heathrow, so we can't expand directly ourselves. We want to make sure we serve it, and so we can serve Bangalore, and we can serve Amritsar better, and we can serve other markets all across India. And that's what we're doing with our partnership with Jet Airways, because you can fly into Delhi and then seamlessly connect onto a number of destinations across India, including the Punjab, which is a really important market for us.